On back to Skipper today. I have 4 must-add players for your fantasy baseball teams in week 20. This is a week where I'm just going to go 4 guys who have high upside. So think if your team's close to like last place in the league or you're ready to kind of give up, these are some guys that can kind of make up some ground for you upside-wise. Maybe not the floor is too safe with them, but 3 rookies and 1 stud coming back from injuries. And the first player is going to be Beatty of the Mets, 30% rostered. He's third base eligible. There's not a lot of third basemen in the league. I think it's a pretty weak position. So 250 average, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and a 1250 OPS in only 1 game. Between 2 levels in the minor leagues this season, Beatty is slashing 315, 410, 533 with 19 home runs, 60 runs batted in, and 2 stolen bases. Beatty was called up yesterday to kind of help out the Mets. They have some guys who are hurt. And he proceeded to just launch off Jake Odorizzi in his second ever pitch that he was facing at the big league level. One of the more impressive things about Beatty last night, for sure, is you go up against a tough guy in Tyler Matzik, lefty-on-lefty matchup, where he hit a 113-mile-an-hour grounder. Although it was for an out, already puts him in the 89th percentile in max exit velocity in all of baseball. Eduardo Escobar, Luis Guillorme are on the IL. Beatty should get some run at third base here for a while, even against lefties. So I think the upside is there for a guy who can hit for a little bit of power. He's just a good bat who can drive some in. They kind of have like Daniel Vogelbach, same type of player. Like I think Beatty can be a better hitter than Vogelbach, but kind of similar. Can't run crazy well. But I think in kind of any leagues, if you need some third base help, I'm going to be picking up Brett Beatty. Second player this week is going to be Mike Soroka of the Braves, 35% rostered. We have to go all the way back to 2019 to get a full season of stats from Mike Soroka. That year, 13-4, 2.68 ERA, 111 WHIP, and 142 strikeouts, I believe, and 180 innings pitched. He has not pitched in a game for the Braves since the 2020, as his last 2 seasons were lost to 2 separate Achilles injuries. One of them, he just tore his Achilles walking to the park. So as long as he has no setbacks, he's still only 25 years old. It could be a boost to like any fantasy roster here at the end of the season. Should be back up within the month and have no real restrictions, I think, getting his arm ready. It's the first rehab start he had in Rome. Through 4 innings, he struck out 8 of the first 9 batters he faced. And again, his arm should be fresh as he only had Achilles injuries. He didn't have Tommy John. He didn't have like a shoulder injury. He just came out and said that his sinker is the best it's ever been. The reports are saying that his slider and changeup velocity are way up, and he has more upside than a lot of guys you are going to see on the wire. So if you have an IL spot, you need to be stashing him for sure. Yeah, as long as Mike Soroka doesn't see any setbacks, I think he's going to be good for the rest of the season. Third player is Shai Langoliers of the A's. He is a catcher, 13% rostered so far. He's been out for a couple days. 250 average, a home run, 2 runs batted in, and 1,000 OPS. I think this is a must-have if you're in 2 catcher leagues or if you need some help. He's a pretty much hit-first catcher. In AAA this year, Langoliers has hit 283 with 19 home runs, 56 runs batted in, and 5 stolen bases. So he's a solid athlete at the position. He was one of the big returns in the Matt Olson deal, and he should be their backstop of the future. So I think for the rest of the year, they are going to give him a lot of leeway. They're going to get him a lot of at-bats. So if you're playing, again, in a deep league or 2-catcher league, he's a lot more offensive upside than some of these catchers that we're sending out there every single day. He does have some swing and miss to his game, but as long as he is getting consistent playing time, I like Shai Langoliers as a guy to pick up if you are thin at the catcher position. And finally, this is a guy who was 0% rostered when I went to Yahoo today. I don't even think that's possible, but it is Stone Garrett of the D-backs, 667 average, no home runs. 1 run batted in, and he has a 2,000 OPS. Yes, he only played 1 game, but I think he's most famous for being stabbed by Josh Naylor in his first year when they were in the minors together in the Marlins system. But he has put it on an absolute show in AAA this year. In Reno, he has slashed 275, 332, 568 with 28 homers, 95 runs batted in, and 15 stolen bases. Again, if I'll keep saying it every single week, power and speed combo is always the best for types of players in fantasy baseball. So whenever you can target that on the wire with like 5 weeks left of fantasy baseball, I think you should be picking them up. Last night he was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, and I just watched his first at bat in today's game. This is, I guess, Thursday afternoon. He had a single the other way. They were shifting him all pull side, and he smashed something the other way, and then proceeded to steal a base. He's a name that won't get a ton of buzz, again, 0% rostered, but the D-backs put him in the 2-hole today, and he'd be a sneaky ad for your fantasy teams. That's all I got for this week. Let me know who you guys are picking up. Again, please keep subscribing. The baseball season's almost over, winding down. We'll do some playoff stuff here in a little bit. Join the Discord as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week.